installation of the super safety and supporting kit into the Lee Sporting lower. Take your pre-cut trigger with your spring, your disconnector spring, and your trigger spring, as well as your disconnector, all kind of put together. Put that down into the hole. Depress the disconnector, get the hole lined up. Take your anti-walk pin and get it through. It takes a little bit of manipulation to make sure it goes through smoothly. Next, we're going to do the super safety, cam, lever, and then stop block. The stop block is optional. However, we always are going to recommend it. What I like to do is take the lever for the super safety and the stop block. With the back of it, where it rounds, that's where you want the tail of the lever to stick towards. Shove it up through the bottom. Pull it in, kind of line it up like that. If the lever is too thick to come through this stop block, you can either file away at the stop block a little bit or file away at the lever at the bottom. Do that at your own risk. It's always easier to get a plastic piece than it is the lever. And we're going to drop this in here. Do it up here so you guys can see. Takes a little bit of finesse. It's a tight fit. It's meant to be. Then you'll kind of get it in its area that it needs to be. Push it all the way through. Make sure everything's sitting flush. Looks like we are. So now we're going to take the lever, pull it up, kind of where it needs to sit for the super safety. And then with this being the left side of the lower, we need the mouth to be going through it that way. So you're going to kind of take it and then just line it up with the lever and push it through. This takes some time and practice. No matter what, it shouldn't just kind of fall straight through. So you really want to take your time, line it up, make sure everything's good to go. Just line it up. I give a little love taps with the mallet. Nothing too crazy. Now that we kind of got it lined up, hammer it through a little bit. Lever is going to be a little stiff to rotate. It's not going to affect the function. So now take your supplied rounded detent, pop it in your detent hole, take your pistol grip and detent spring. This one's 3D printed by us. It's the Hoffman Tactical Pistol Grip. Insert the spring into the pistol grip, hold it as you rotate it. You want to get that spring lined up with the detent hole, just like your standard AR lower. Push them together. It's a lot tighter fit for this because it's 3D printed. You probably won't have the same fitment. It might be loose, you might need to hold it. But then once you get that, you just want to tighten down the Allen or whatever you have inside of your pistol grip into the lower of the gun. Next, we're going to be installing your hammer. We did round our hammer, and I do recommend this specifically because we don't want to turn our bolt into a wear item. You want it to be able to glide smoothly across the top of the hammer rather than having that jagged edge that AR-15 hammers have. As well as it's just going to increase overall reliability. So we're going to pop the springs in behind the trigger pin, push it forward, line everything up as if it's a normal AR-15, and then we're just going to put this trigger pin through that hole. Make sure that your Super safety is in semi to allow the trigger to move forward while you're pushing the hammer in. Get everything lined up. And I give my own little love taps. You probably shouldn't do this, but we're not here for a long time. Make sure everything's lined up on the other end. Get everything in. Next, we're going to put in the least sporting ejector that comes with your lower. You're going to need these 4 parts: the ejector, the pivot pin, C-clip, and then this little tiny plastic washer that they give you. How we're going to install it. So we're going to put the pivot pin in slightly. We're going to try to get this washer over top of the pivot pin because we want it against the housing. Then we're going to take the ejector, slide it down there, cock the hammer, push it at the same time. Once your pivot pin is all the way through and on the ejector, drop the hammer. Take your C-clip, pop it on. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, and I know you guys are all going to tell me about it. This is just how I'm used to it. Clearly, it's not the best way. But it kind of goes to show you, if it's something I'm able to manage, you guys are going to be able to manage it. Once you got everything done, I'm just going to throw on my anti-walks and we'll get everything assembled in the upper. We're going to function test the lower. Mouth out all the way to the right. That's going to be semi-automatic. Pull the trigger, keep pressure on the trigger, push the hammer back. It should retain it no matter what you do with the lever. You want to release the trigger to pull it again. The super safety mode right in the middle. Pull the trigger, keep pressure on the trigger, push the hammer back. It should retain itself. Pull the super safety lever back. It'll push your finger forward on the trigger, reset the hammer onto the hammer's sear. And then when you push the super safety lever forward, when it hits the hammer, it'll drop the bolt and fire the gun. Just like that. Now we're going to be installing the bolt carrier and the slip trip to the Mac 5K. What you're going to want to do is start inserting the carrier. Once you're about there, you want to take the slip trip and place it exactly like this. Remember, the upper is upside down right now, so this is the slip trip. You want to hold it upside down as well. Clips onto these 2 ears with these 2 ears. Just like that. Nothing special. And then we're going to push everything in all at once. See how it retains it and it allows it to slide. Push everything in. Just like that. Then you want to keep the bolt not necessarily all the way forward, kind of at a halfway point. Keep your finger on it. Pull the slip trip back. Just like that. Leaves an opening just enough to then take your lower, your least sporting or R lower, slide that in there, make sure you get it on the shelf, connect, make sure everything's mated properly, all the holes line up. Once that does, I usually take my 1 pin and just pop it in here so I don't have to ever do that again. Remember, it's a different lower. MP5s are individually welded. It takes a little bit of fitting to make sure everything's in there good. Make sure everything's sitting properly. Then you want to take your back plate, Insert it in. Grab your remaining pins. Pop those in as well. There you go. That's installing the slip trip as well as the super safety into the lee arms lower. Now we're going to be function testing it. Make sure it's clear. You want the super safety all the way out on the right, semi-automatic mode. You want to cock it, pull the trigger, maintain pressure on the trigger, cock it again. You should have to release the trigger to refire it. We're going to put it in the super safe mode that's right in the middle. Maintain pressure on the trigger once it's fired. You're going to cock it back and listen for that hammer to drop when the bolt comes home. Perfect every time.